Hey, I'm Scotty Rock.
And I'm Nate Danger.
Oh man, today we're talking about Sebastian Bach.
Sebastian Bach, his new album, Child Within the...
Man.
So tell me about it, Scotty.
Where's Sebastian Bach? How did he get so awesome?
I was excited about this album when I first heard the single, What Do I Got to Lose? Saw the video when he released it, and honestly that day I watched that video over and over, played the song probably 7-8 times in a row. My wife was getting sick of it.
I was surprised. Me too.
I shouldn't say that. I should be a single guy.
Yeah, right, good. We're all single here.
Anyways, but yeah, I couldn't get enough of it. I was blown away by the sound of this song, and it brought me back to the Skid Row days.
Yep.
It was exciting. What were your thoughts?
I was pleasantly surprised. The first 3 singles, I was like, okay, that's a pretty cool tune. I mean, I listened to his previous albums. And he always was kind of missing a bit on the songwriting, or the songs weren't that great, or it was trying too hard, or whatever it was.
You're talking his previous albums.
Previous albums.
Yeah.
And then these singles come out, and I was loving every single one of them. And I thought, made me kind of feel nostalgic a little bit for Skid Row, because it has obviously that similar vibe with the voice, but the songs are just better than what he previously put out. But they're also, it's not Skid Row anymore. I feel like Sebastian Bach kind of found his voice, I guess.
Found his groove, found his players, found whatever. It's all kind of clicking. It's all coming together.
100%.
Let's back up. Let's rewind the clock. Skid Row. Loved them.
Loved them. Skid Row came out, I was in grade 7 or 8 or whatever. I opened up the newspaper and they're like, new band, Skid Row, and had this article about this band. And I thought, sweet.
1989.
These guys look so badass leaning against that brick wall, you know?
Unbelievable.
And then I picked up that album the same day I got Tesla's second album.
The Great Radio Controversy.
Great Radio Controversy. So I was like, which one do I buy? This new Skid Row or this Tesla album, which I love? I bought them both. And when I put on that Skid Row album,
call.
I was like, yes. It has all the pop
big guns.
Hooks. They had the big hooks, 2 guitars going back and forth. They had the squealing pinch harmonics. Oh,
one of the best albums.
One of the best albums.
Debut comes out, one of my favorite bands of all time. Slave to the Grind. Can't complain. There's not a single bad song.
Slave to the Grind was better for me. So I was surprised that they did one better on their first album.
What about Oh Say Can You Scream? We're talking about video VHS.
I remember watching that, skipping school and watching that at your house. And we thought, like, how cool is Skid Row, man? They're like touring the world in Japan.
That was the first reality TV.
Yeah.
That was before anything, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, maybe Cops. Cops was around.
Was always
but
around.
Skid Row decided to put out reality TV. And they put out their Oh Say Can You Scream. And I swear, I watched that over and over and over again. It became my Bible for what was rock and roll.
Rock and roll, yeah.
And followed up by Roadkill. Roadkill was super cool too.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
And Roadkill, the problem with Roadkill, Oh Say Can You Scream, you could tell they were a unit.
Yeah.
All guys were on the same page.
Yeah.
When you started watching Roadkill, and I loved Roadkill, but Sebastian was in his own clips, and Rachel, Dave, Scotty were in their own clips. You could tell there was already a separation in the band, just from the way that the videos were shot.
Oh, that's too bad, man.
Yeah, so it is unfortunate. The band obviously breaks up.
Why can't they just get along, man? You know, they come out.
Everybody get along.
Well, and they put out Subhuman Race, and I had really big hopes for that album because I love Slave to the Grind. I'm like, okay, the third one's going to be the one that bangs
Beat
it all.
yourself blind.
And then I heard Bob Rock's producing, and I thought, okay, it can't miss, right? It did miss. It missed huge for me.
Really?
Yeah, I don't know why. But then
I was okay with it.
Yeah, but okay is
It's become kind of a cult favorite.
I know.
It has.
Because I listened to it last week, and I thought, it's better than I remembered it. And
it's good.
More songs that I liked than I didn't like.
Since Skid Row, have you liked anything Sebastian has done? Not to slag Sebastian, but I haven't bought a single thing that he's done since.
I've listened to everything that he's put out since, and I give it a shot, and I just didn't connect with the songs.
I didn't
vocal
either.
performance.
I didn't.
I felt like it was trying too hard to be Skid Row when he should have just been Sebastian Bach.
The songwriting wasn't there. It was all okay.
Yeah, it was okay.
That's the best way I can put it. It was okay. There was some decent
Moments.
songs, but there was nothing that like blew me away. This album.
Wow.
Yeah.
What's it called again?
Child Within
Child?
the Man. It should have been called Man Child, I would say, but it's Child Within the Man.
Child Within the Man.
And it's another album painted by his father, who did the Slave to the Grind album.
Which I think is super cool. And I've seen some negativity. Everyone's
Yeah.
like, who did this cover? Why is this like the cover like this? I'm going to give you my opinion on this cover. I think this cover is A1. I wouldn't change a thing about it. I love that he's got an old classic car in it. I love that he's got the old picture of him singing and it's painted. I love that he's got like the kid. And I just think this cover is perfection for me. Kudos to his dad.
Yep.
His dad's a great painter. I mean, obviously he did Slave to the Grind. He's done this. I love it.
Yep.
What are your thoughts?
I would have liked to seen the alternative version of the cover. I don't know. I mean,
Why?
I don't know. What do you put on a cover these days? You know what I mean?
This is great.
I think it's great, but
The
like,
colors pop.
The colors-
I think it's so good.
the colors do pop, man. I think it's like it's got the Sebastian Bach logo. It's got his like him in the youthful version. I think
they
it's.
could
I
have
think,
showed him now.
Yeah, don't do that. But I think the cover's good. But I also think it, it could have been
good.
cooler. It could have been worse. I don't know.
I don't know.
You'd have to see like 5 different
The
versions.
cover doesn't make the album.
No, the singles do though.
Singles do. Let's
Yeah.
talk about singles. What do I got to lose?
What about
Blow me out of the water.
Yeah.
I love it.
Classic, in my opinion, classic Sebastian Bach styling of his vocals and how he sings it. It's catchy.
When I heard it the first time, the best thing I've heard since Slave to the Grind.
Yeah, I would say that too, man. I was like,
I loved it.
So I'm like, okay, what's next? Did he luck out and put out a good song?
And then what?
What did come next?
Everybody Bleeds.
Won't get a second chance. No time for sweet romance. For those who lead us into sin. When I don't like what I see, what we become to be. The die is cast, they'll take you down.
Oh man, that song is rad.
Wow,
I know.
what a great start to the album.
I know, right?
Like, what a great guitar riff. He put out these, like, teaser videos of him banging his head, air guitaring and
Oh,
stuff.
yeah.
But, great riff. I love, it's got the kind of the descending guitar riff
Yep.
that I always have
Yeah, we were-
loved. The da-da-na, 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 da-da-na. Like, no, I love that kind of stuff. I thought it was a great song. His voice sounds A1.
I was surprised. I thought he, obviously he's older, but I thought his voice would age, but it hasn't. He's still got his like low growly Sebastian Bach. He's got his high scream. He's got that middle pitch Rob Halford scream that he does. He's got like 4 or 5 different voices on this album.
Absolutely.
They're awesome.
But they're all good.
Yeah.
They're all good.
All good.
And I love Sebastian. I got to meet Sebastian.
Yeah.
Went to a club, saw Sebastian play. Awesome show. And then I decided, I got to tell this story because I decided that I was going to go to the pub across the street, which coincidentally, the night before, I met Ed Sheeran at.
What?
Was that the same week?
The same club, same week, the night before.
Right.
So then, it's after the gig. My buddy that I'm with, he says, I'm going to drive home. I'm tired, whatever. So I said, I'm going to sit there by myself. I go sit there, and guess what? Bobby walks in, the drummer.
Oh my God.
And he starts talking to me. He says, I love IPAs. So it's like literally an empty pub. It's me and Bobby, the drummer. And he says he loves IPAs. I say, you got to try Nokomis IPA. Nokomis IPA, one of the best IPAs. And he gets it, loves it. Hands down, all of a sudden, we're buddies. We're sitting at a table. The guitar player walks in, Brent Woods, and sits at us. So it's me, Bobby, and Brent Woods. And Brent sits there and tells me how much better of a guitar player he is than Dave the Snake Sabot and Scotty Hill, and how they suck and he rocks. And so it's like kind of cool because I'm like, wow,
Wow, yeah.
here I am. This is so awesome. And so we continue on. We're drink. Drinks are flowing. What's going on? I'm like, hey, I'm sitting here with the band. Sebastian's got to show up. And what happens? Baz shows up.
The song Get the Fuck Out cannot be included in the set unless the words are altered, motherfucker.
I'm wearing a Kiss shirt. Sebastian loves Kiss. All of a sudden, we're buddies. We're in a pub. There's no one there. And I got to hang out with Sebastian and Brent Woods and Bobby and have drinks. And
That's so cool,
I'm
man.
talking, that is the coolest experience of my life.
I wish I would have stuck around.
I love Sebastian Bach.
He's so cool, man.
Love
Not only does he have one of the greatest voice, but he's a great frontman. So it's kind
Great.
of, it's got that dual, and he loves rock and roll.
And he's from Canada!
Yeah, man. He loves his rock
Go
and roll.
Canada!
And I think that gives him like that energy, like appreciate. You know what I mean? Like some guys sing, but they don't necessarily love rock and roll. Like it doesn't.
He
run deep.
loves rock
He
and
loves
roll.
rock and roll. Yeah.
But you know what I like about him? He's got passion.
Yeah, he's got
He's got
passion.
enthusiasm. He loves. Look at the guy. He says we're never too big to open for Kiss. Kiss is his childhood dream of a band. My childhood dream of a band. Nobody. You can never be too big to open for Kiss because
No.
Kiss is that's the pinnacle. And I love that energy, that enthusiasm, that drive, and that's what makes him such a great frontman.
Yep.
If we're picking top rock stars of all time, he's on the list.
He's on the list for sure. Yeah, you know what's interesting? That whole Kiss story, hey? Like how they were supposed to open for Kiss and the other guys had something else going on and they didn't want to do it. And he's like, I love this band. You guys are assholes. I would agree with them. I'm on Sebastian Bach's side. I think you
Yes.
guys never too big to open for Kiss. You should have just did it.
Too many egos.
Too many egos, man. Yeah,
Like,
that's what
too
it
many
is.
egos, and that's the problem.
That's the problem, yeah. So anyways, Sebastian Bach puts out this album. How's it compared to like a Skid Row album?
I would place this, look, the debut for me is always going to be number one. That was my introduction to Skid Row.
Yep.
My second place is going to be Slave to the Grind.
Yes.
What a great follow-up. There ain't
Never
any
been a better follow-up.
better follow-ups than that.
Yep.
And I would put this album third behind Slave to the Grind as the best overall Sebastian Bach releases. This album, that's no slag to this album. This album is A1.
Yeah, 100%.
Every song is good.
Every song's great.
There's so many high moments. Best song in the album for you?
My favorite song was About to Break. It's like the second last song. And it just goes into this amazing guitar solo. I still don't know who plays guitar on that solo. I keep Googling it and it doesn't come up.
What a guitar solo, though.
Man,
What a song.
What a song,
I
man.
love how he sings because he kind of sings in that really clean voice that
Yep.
Sebastian has.
Mhm.
And the guitar solo blows me away.
Oh man, so good. As a guitar player, I think that would be one of my favorite solos I've heard in a long time.
Absolutely.
So many good songs. There's lots of good riffs. The difference for me between this and Skid Row would be like there's obviously it's a one guitar band with Sebastian Bach. So you don't have that stereo guitars doing opposite things. You don't have the Skid Row gang vocals, which I love so much.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you kind of do a little bit in some songs.
In some songs, but it's him doing the backup vocals. It's
That's-
it's very much Sebastian's own.
You're
vocals.
a gang vocal guy.
I love gang vocals. But the songs are better on this one. I think
Yeah.
if you could take like 9 songs from this album, 4 songs from the new Skid Row album, it would have been.
Oh, you would have put together the
I
perfect
would
album.
Yes.
Look at Freedom for me is one of the best songs.
Oh yeah.
That song, and I know John 5 plays guitar on it.
Yes.
And what a great song.
It's a great
I
song.
can't get enough of it. I keep playing it. it's unbelievable how much I love this song.
Yeah.
The video, what do you think of the video?
I thought the video was super rad, man.
I thought the video was super rad. My wife thinks it's a joke.
Oh, really?
I'm like, look,
It's fun,
he's
though.
buried. He's dead for 100 years.
Yeah, don't you get
he
it?
comes back. He's a zombie. He's wearing like kind of Kiss makeup.
Yeah.
And this is the coolest thing ever. And then the shots and it's like this. I just thought it was so great.
Yeah, it was fun. It's like a low budget, high
It's
budget
whatever.
video, but it's fun. It's fun. It's
So fun.
it's fun that rock and roll can be fun again without being so serious about everything.
Yeah.
Okay, so they got a couple of guest guitar players. John Five on a track.
Yes. Steve Stevens.
Steve Stevens from Billy Idol.
Yeah.
And Orinthia or whatever.
Orinthia?
Orinthia?
I don't know.
I don't know. Their contributions I think are good, but who played on the rest of the album? You know what I mean? Like whoever is not on those co-writes or whatever, this still is a solid album.
Well, they
without
got it
that.
listed. I don't think it's the
Solid
same. It's different musicians.
Who plays bass on this album?
Todd Kearns.
Todd Kearns, man.
Todd Kearns.
That guy's
Cool.
the coolest guy in rock.
My favorite musician
Oh man,
ever.
why does he get to play
Maybe.
on everyone's amazing albums?
Todd Kearns is the coolest guy, and you know why? Because he comes from our hometown. Not really.
Well, it's close enough.
Our home state. We'll call it a state.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
those in the U.S.
State of mind.
You know what? Todd Kearns is the coolest guy.
Yeah,
I've opened for Todd Kearns
I've opened for him too.
3 times. You've opened for
Couple
Todd
times.
Kearns probably a couple of times. He's just the greatest.
Yeah.
I can't say enough gushy stuff
I know.
about Todd Kearns. I really can't.
For him, for that guy, because we kind of out of the
So
same
cool.
same place here, same frame of mind. Anyways, like you got all these big rock and roll dreams. Next thing you know, you're playing on your Idol's
Idol's album.
and yeah, how cool is that? Man? Good for him.
Man, good for him.
But yeah,
So
honest-
much good on this album.
This is the album. I think side by side with the new Skid Row album, this one is like here. Skid Row's here. The new Skid Row album without a singer. You know, why didn't they just get
Child
Sebastian?
Within.
Yeah. Danger's on a different path here, but
Different path.
pleasantly surprised, and I hope this is a start of like a rebirth for Sebastian Bach, where he keeps putting out quality albums. I feel like he's figured out what he's got to do to do that.
Yeah.
Write better songs, obviously. This is one of the few new releases that have been front to back listens for me.
Front to back.
Yeah.
Love every song. Future of Youth, I think, has a super, super cool riff. Vendetta, I love how the guitar part starts and then the vocals follow. I would say that the only song that I've ever skipped on this, because I listen to it all the time, and the only song that I get tired of in the middle is going to be Crucify Me.
Yeah.
Crucify Me. I end up usually about halfway through just
Kind of going to
clicking
the
on
next
to
one,
the next song. But other than that, every song is awesome.
yeah. Okay, so this album ends with a bit of a ballad.
Yes, To Live Again.
And I was thinking they should have finished with About to Break, but I feel like how you were saying how it ends awesome. It has like this sort of epic ballad. I wouldn't say it's a ballad, it's a slower tune, but
It's such a great song.
it's a great song, man, yeah.
If Stryper and Slaughter and Motley Crue on with the show, Quiet Riot, and maybe even Firehouse had a baby, it would be To Live Again.
Lost until they're found. Who they are among the clouds. Even shooting stars burn out along the way. Lost and now I'm found. It won't be us this time.
I just love this song. I love it.
I know. It's a surprisingly great listen. Production's great. Every instrument sounds amazing.
The production on the album is amazing.
Sebastian Bach's vocals on this are, I'd say, some of his best stuff because he does that high singing voice. He does sort of medium and it's super clear, and then he gets growly and low.
Yeah.
But he also has that low kind of voice.
He's got
that
the
he does.
scream, he's got the clean, he's got everything.
Yeah.
Everything you want from Sebastian Bach is happening on this album.
Album, yeah. If you haven't already checked it out, you should. If you're not a fan, you could be. If you don't like Skid Row, you'd like this. If you like Skid Row, you'll also like this.
Hey, everyone I know who just likes rock
Yeah.
is into this album. So, good job. Good
Yeah.
job. A1, keep it up. Best release in your solo career. Whether you're getting back, I mean, everyone talks, oh, Jesus, is he going to get back? Is Lizzie Hale? Whatever. I don't foresee that Sebastian's ever getting back with Skid Row.
I can't see
But
it.
the reality is, this album is just as good as any Skid Row release.
I would say it's better than the newest Skid Row.
Yeah,
But this new Skid Row album has some solid tunes.
I guess.
But yeah, Sebastian Bach, bud. Keep banging it out. Let's see what else you got.
That's right.
Yeah. Again, man-child. Or child within the man.
Man-child.
Man-child.
Living it all the way. Time to fly, hit the sky like a motherfucker pushing the day.
Scotty Rock.
Nate Danger.
We out.